The air carries a faint chill tonight, a crisp edge softened by the distant hum of the world slowing down, settling into stillness. Beyond the window, the last light of dusk spills across the earth, painting the trees in hues of amber and shadow, their branches swaying ever so slightly. A gentle rustle brushing the ground like a whispered secret. Inside, the room glows with the tender flicker of the fireplace, its warmth seeping into the wooden floor beneath your feet, smooth and cool against your soles. The logs shift softly, a quiet pop echoing as sparks dance upward, fleeting and golden. You sink deeper into the chair, the fabric yielding beneath you, its worn texture brushing your hands like an old friend's touch. A blanket rests across your shoulders, heavy yet soft, its fibers catching the firelight in faint glimmers. The scent of cedar and smoke curls through the air, mingling with the earthy undertone of the evening outside, a breeze slipping through a crack in the window pane, cool against your cheek. Somewhere beyond the walls, a faint sound stirs, a low murmur, a familiar note carried on the wind, too distant to place yet close enough to tug at the edges of your mind. It fades, then returns, woven into the crackle of the flames, hinting at something waiting, something warm and near, just beyond the veil of the night. The firelight shifts again, shadows stretching and retreating across the room, and with each breath, the scene wraps around you, vast yet intimate, stirring a quiet curiosity. What memory lingers there, flickering like the embers, waiting to be known? There's a weight tonight, isn't there? A quiet ache that settles in your chest, familiar as the chair beneath you, as the blanket's warmth against your shoulders. It's the comfort you once knew so well those evenings when the world felt smaller, softer, when the fire's glow was enough to hold everything steady. You remember the ease of it, the way your hands moved without thought to stack the wood, the crackle filling the silence as if it spoke back to you, the hours slipping by unnoticed. Now that rhythm feels distant, like a song you can't quite recall. The logs sit heavier in your arms these days. The chill bites a little deeper before the flames take hold. You catch yourself staring into the mirror sometimes, tracing lines that weren't there before, wondering when the nights stopped feeling so effortless. There's a longing in that, a nostalgia for the man who didn't pause to feel the cold, who didn't notice the stillness pressing in. Fatigue lingers now, a quiet companion, threading through the moments when you sit by this fire, wanting it to feel the same. And yet, through the window, that faint murmur hums again, a voice, perhaps, or an echo of laughter from a night long past, brushing against your awareness like the breeze on your skin. It's closer now, teasing the edges of your thoughts, a thread of something you can almost touch. You've carried this loss, this softening of what once was, like a stone smoothed by time, worn, yes, but still yours. The fire pops gently, and the sound stirs that murmur once more, a whisper hovering just out of reach, promising a warmth you've not forgotten, if only you could name it. The air shifts, and there he is, your confidant from memory, stepping into the glow as if he's always been here, his presence as steady as the fire's hum. His voice is soft, a low murmur against the crackle of the logs, warm and close, like the blanket draped over you. You've been carrying so much, he says, and the words settle into the room, mingling with the faint scent of pine drifting from the hearth. He leans closer, and the firelight catches the lines of his face, familiar, weathered, a map of nights like this one. Remember that winter, he begins, his tone a gentle pull. The snow piled high outside, and we sat here, the wind howling but the fire roaring louder. You built it with those old logs we hauled in, your hands steady, the frost still clinging to your coat. The memory blooms the crunch of snow underfoot, the sharp chill against your knuckles, the way the flames leapt as you fed them, their heat washing over you. And that summer night, he continues, the windows wide open, the crickets singing beyond the glass. You were laughing then, the sound bouncing off these walls, the fire just a flicker, because we didn't need its warmth, only its light. You feel it now, the sticky warmth of the breeze, the faint buzz of insects, the glow painting your hands golden. Then that quiet fall evening, he whispers, the leaves tumbling outside, their rustle like a song. You sat right here, the blanket knew then, its weave tight against your shoulders, and we spoke of nothing and everything. The scent of damp earth rises, the soft scrape of leaves against the porch, the fire's steady pulse. That murmur from before, it's his voice, threading through each scene, unraveling the suspense. That fall night, he says, you told me you felt safe here, that this fire, this room, held you when the world didn't. The memory lands, vivid and whole, the weight of that confession, the peace it brought, flickering back to life like the embers before you. Feel that now, your confidant murmurs, his voice a warm thread woven into the fire's crackle. You're still that man, the one who built this warmth, who found safety in it. The evenings haven't left you, they've shaped you. His words wrap around you, soft as the blanket, steady as the hearth's glow. It's not loss you carry, it's time, layering over you like the rings in these logs, each one a piece of who you've been. The fire pops, a spark rising, and the room feels fuller, the chill retreating. You're tired, yes, he says, and that's no failing. It's the mark of a life lived deep, nights spent tending flames, hands worn from stacking wood, heart stretched by all you've held. His tone lifts, bright as the embers. Look at these hands now. They've carried more than you see, built more than this fire. They've earned their rest, their place here. The suspense unwinds fully. That fall night's truth wasn't just a memory. It's a root, grounding you still. Safety isn't gone, he whispers. It's in the way this chair knows your weight, the way the flames answer your touch. You've made this, and it holds you back. The blanket shifts, its warmth seeping deeper, the cedar scent rising anew. Time doesn't steal, it carves, he says, his voice rich with quiet wisdom. Like the earth beyond these walls, worn by wind and rain, yet stronger for it. You're that earth steady beneath the seasons, growing through them. The breeze brushes your skin again, cool yet kind, carrying the rustle of leaves from the opening night. And resilience. It's not loud, it's this. Sitting here, letting the fire burn, letting it warm you when the cold creeps in. His words stretch wide, timeless. We're all travelers through nights like these, some loud, some quiet. But the hearth you've kept, it's your compass. It points to rest, to peace. The fire's glow softens, shadows dancing slower now, and his presence feels like a hand on your shoulder. You've transformed, not faded, carved by every evening into something enduring. Sleep will come tonight, not as escape, but as a friend, wrapping you in this safety you've always known. The room hums with his calm, the sensory echoes tying back the crackle, the warmth, the faint murmur of the world outside, all cradling you toward hope. The fire burns low now, a gentle pulse of light against the walls, its crackle softening into a hush. Your confidence voice drifts, warm and faint, like a breath fading into the night. This room's yours, he whispers. This glow, this quiet, it's where you've always belonged. The blanket rests heavy across your shoulders, its fibers brushing your skin, the last tendrils of cedar smoke curling upward. Beyond the window, the breeze carries the rustle of leaves, a distant echo of crickets fading into silence, the world easing into rest. His presence lingers a moment longer, a shadow in the firelight, then softens, like embers settling into ash. We've walked far tonight, he says, his tone a tender goodbye. From the ache to this peace, from the cold to this warmth. You've held it all, and now it holds you. The chair cradles you, its worn fabric a quiet embrace, the cool floor steady beneath your feet. The fire's glow dims, a final spark flickering out, leaving a stillness that feels full, not empty. Rest now, he murmurs, his voice dissolving into the air. Let the night take you gently. The room breathes with you, the faint creak of wood, whisper of wind through the pane, the last hint of smoke fatting. This journey from the flicker of memory to the calm of now settles into your bones, a serenity tied to every evening by this hearth. Tell me of a moment that lingers in your heart, his echo invites, soft and far, a night that warmed you when the world didn't. The words drift away, leaving you wrapped in the scene, the fire's fatting glow, the blanket's weight, the quiet beyond the walls, all guiding you towards sleep, tender and sure. Good night, he breathes, and the stillness takes over, vast and kind, a farewell as gentle as the night itself.